Thanks for watching this video. Please take your time and watch it till the end. We are going to learn Excel from scratch. We are going to learn Excel as beginners. Anytime you open the Microsoft Excel, this is what will show. You will have a blank workbook and other templates. These are the templates. We have billing statements, blood pressure tracker, and a whole lot. You can also search for other templates online. The templates are just Excel that has been worked on, that you have to edit it with your details and just save it after editing with your details. These are, for example, this billing statement that I just opened. It has your company name and other things that you just fill in. These are things that are already done for you. But as beginners, we want to choose a blank workbook so that we will start everything from scratch. So here is the whole page. So we are starting by choosing a blank workbook. But you can also search for other templates online at this section. You type the type of template you want, like budgets. You type budgets there and you click on this search button, it will come. But all that you need to do is to have internet access. Then this will work. Let's start. We have our blank workbook. This is our blank workbook. Let's learn some details here. We have tabs. These are all tabs. And we have the home tab, we have insert tab, we have page layout, we have formulas, data review, and many others. At the home tab or any other tab, we have ribbons, and the ribbons are grouped. So these are ribbons and they are grouped. This is one of the groups, and it is clipboard that contains the cut, copy, format printer, and the paste. We have the font we have the alignment, we have the number. All these are groups. We have the styles, we have the cells, we have editing, and what each group contains is shown here. It's displayed right in the group for you to see. Some of the groups have some other feature, and this is what I'm talking about. This feature is called launch button. This launch button, anytime you click on it, it gives you more options under that specific group. So anytime you click on launch button, it gives more options that you can do a whole lot on your work. We have some other groups without launch buttons. The reason why some groups have launch buttons and others doesn't have launch button is because of the number of items that are placed in that group. For the groups with launch buttons, we have some of the options that are supposed to be under that group hidden. The space is not wide enough for it to be displayed within the group, so they've hidden it. But the groups without launch button, the space is enough and they have clearly displayed all that is needed under that group. Anytime when you can come to the insert tab too, we have 8 ribbons and 8 groups and page layout, and it also has its own details as well. We have formulas and others. So let's come to our area where we want to work. This is called the spreadsheet. This whole thing is called the spreadsheet. This whole area, this whole thing. In Excel, we have rows and columns. This is a column. This is also a column. Each column has a name, and the column names are the names right on top here. We have the column names starting from A to AA and so on. When you get to Z, the next column name is AA, and it continues AB, AC, and many others. Also rows. These are rows. The rows are in numbers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 till infinity. So we have a lot of rows till infinity. We can also look at one other thing. Anytime a row and a column intersect, it gives a cell. So this is a cell. A row and a column intersect, and it has given us a cell here. So this cell has its name, and this cell's name is A1. So this is the name of this cell, A1. Let me zoom so that we see what I'm typing. I'm just writing the cell name. So this cell has its name A1. This one has its name as B1. Why do I call it B1? B is the column name, the 1 is the row name. So the column name and the row name. Column name in capital letter and the row name. B is the column name for this cell, and the 1 is the row name for this cell. Let's look at one other thing. We can also have group of cells that are together like this. So this group of cells that are together is called a range, and the range too has its name. This is how to give names to ranges. We have this very first cell here and this very last cell. We use the names of these two cells. So this is how it is written. We will write as the cell name here is A1, and the cell name here is D7. So this is how it is written. A1 through D7. The through is column. So through, you write column through D7. So this is the name of this range, and this name can be used to describe data within the range. So let's enter some data. There are other basic features on Excel that we can do. So you can enter any data at all, but I want to use class assessment as the data that we are going to enter. So let me just write class assessment. We can see that the assessment, portions of it entered cell B1, but in reality, this whole thing that I've typed it in A1, just that the cell is not wide enough for all the words to be in A1. That's why we see portions of it in B1. If I want to type in B1, let's see how it's going to be. Now I've double clicked on B1 that I want to type. We can see that the words that are stored in A1 have now disappeared in B1. So we can type anything we want to type in B1. But there is a way of extending the size of the cells that we have over here. We can bring our mouse pointer to the middle of the line between A1 and B1, or between A and B. And when we double click and drag, we can see that the cell A has been enlarged. So the whole word class assessment is now in cell A, and we can see our cell B also clearly exposed. But there is other things too that we can do to ensure that the size of the cell is widened. But we'll see that as we type our data. So this is the title of the data that I want to enter. So let's see. Over here I can write names, and I can write marks or quizzes. I can write quizzes here, and I can also write examination. Okay, the examination, I want it to be over 70. So I want it to be over 70, and the quizzes, I want it to be over 30. So I want it to be over 30. We can see that as I type, portions of it entered C, and we'll work on it all. I already said we can extend the size of the cell, placing the mouse pointer on the line between two columns and extending it. There is another one that we'll see whilst we learn and whilst we input our data. So Over here, let's say you want to extend the size of the cell at the row section. You also place the mouse pointer, the line in between two rows, and when you drag it down, up and down, you see that the size of the cell will also be changed. So let's see how to type data in a left, right, top and down cell. Let's just as where we are now on cell A2. If we want to move down cell A2, we can choose to use the enter button. Anytime we press the enter button or the return button, we move down the cells, we move down. And when we use shift enter, we move up. When we want to move right or left, we can use the tab to move to our right side. So as I press tab, the selection moves to the right, and when I use shift tab, the selection moves to the left. So we can also use the keyboard control keys to also change or to also move the cell. We can use the top down button to move the cell up and down, or we can use the left right to move left or right. We can also use the touchpad. We move the mouse pointer, we move the mouse pointer to any cell and we click on it, and that cell is ready to be used. But using the touchpad will delay, to waste your time. It will make you delay. So it is best to use the keyboard keys, the keys on the keyboard, to move from one tab to move from one cell to another. So let's type some names and write their marks there and see what else we can do. Let's say we are going to type some few names. You have Joseph Seth and the marks that he has gotten. So let's say we have Joseph Seth, Joseph Seth, and the marks that he has gotten. So let's say class score, he had about, it's over 30, so 28, and the examination score he has, let's say it's over 70, so let's say 58. Then we move to another name. We have Xavier Jones. So Xavier Jones, and also he has, let's say 27, and let's see 56. Let's write another person. Frank Jonas. He has 29 and 55. Then we add more people. So I've already typed in some data class assessment that we can use. So here is it. So let's use this particular marks. But over here I made it over 100. So let me change it to over 70 and change the marks that I've written for them. So we have Joseph Seth, Frank Jonas, Xavier Jones, and all their marks there. So let's see how to edit this work that I've done. Right now we know how to enter data, but let's say you have made a mistake in the work and you want to edit it. How are you going to do that? This is the data I entered, and now I want to change these values here. This is what happens. Anytime you click on a cell and you start typing, the new word that you are typing replaces the old word that is there. And when you double click on a cell and the cursor starts moving, that one, when you are going to type, the words that you are going to type are going to fit in where the cursor is blinking. So let's say I just click on a cell once. Anytime I click on a cell once, this is what will show. You will not see a cursor moving, so you are just on the cell. So let's say I type like 56 here. Yes, you are on the cell. Then you move to the next one. You can use the enter button. When you press it, it moves down. But this is it. Let's see when you are in the cell. When you are in a cell, that one, the cursor moves. So that one, you double click on the cell and you see the cursor blinking. So now you are in the cell. So you can just add the numbers that you want to add. But you say we want just 55 or 65. So what we are going to type there right now, we'll just delete the rest and add what we are going to type. So 65. So we come to the 72. I'm just on the cell and I want to type 58 over there to 58. Sorry, I want to type 58, and over here I want to type 49. So I can just input the new data I want to input, and we'll use it for our work. So just copy this data, this new data that I'm going to use, so that in the other lessons where we'll be using some basic formulas, or let me say basic operations on Excel. We can use the same data and we will just have to continue from where we have ended in this lesson. So I'm on my last cell, let's say 54. Alright, we are done typing some data. We have entered some data here, but let's look at something here. We can see that the names, some of them are not clearly shown. So what do? We have to extend the size of the whole column A. There are two ways of doing it. One way is what I taught, that you move your mouse pointer to the line in between the two columns, and the mouse pointer will now change into a double-sided arrow, and from there you can extend your cell, or let me say you can extend the whole column. And one other way of doing it too is you click on the cell, then you move the mouse pointer to the line here and double click on it. When the cursor changes into a double-sided arrow, you double click on it, so it gives you a perfect size of column where all your data typed can be clearly seen. Let's say this is our title, class assessment. This is class assessment, and we want this to be our main title, but we can see that there are two cells right in front of what we are doing. So what we will do is to extend this cell to this side, but we cannot just extend it. We want to ensure that there is no cell right on top here. It's only cell A1. So what we have to do is we'll select this cell, and after selecting it, we'll click on merge and center over here in the alignment group. So merge and center. So when we click on it, it has merged the cells and moved the title to the center. We can also have other changes made to our title. We can bolden the title here by first selecting the title, then we bolden it. When you want to know how to select words, you can check out my videos. I have videos on how to select words on Microsoft Word and both on Excel. They are the same. It's the same way we select text. So just check out my videos. Go visit the channel and check out the videos there. You'll find how to do that. Then you can, so when you select the words here, you bolden it, or you can choose not to bolden it. Then you can change the font size as well. You can change the font size too, and you can change the font color over here. You can change the font color. So this is also one other thing that you can do. But these are all optional. It's not compulsory, so I didn't change anything on it. I can also change the background over here by first you click on the cell only once, so that your cursor shouldn't be moving, shouldn't be seen blinking in the words or in the cell. So when you click on the cell, you come to this fill color option within the font group. Then you click on it and you select any color that you want. Anytime you select a color, it will just change right away for you to see it. But I'm not going, it's also optional, so I'm not going to change anything to my work. So this is all we have for this video. This is the lesson 1. I'll be uploading more lessons on Excel for beginners. So next time I'm going to upload more on this particular data that we've typed. What we are going to do is we are going to use the simple operations on Excel. We are going to add, we are going to subtract, we are going to do a whole lot. We're using the Excel operations, the Excel formulas to generate 100% for this same class assessment. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe, like and share. Don't forget to click the notification button to be notified anytime I upload videos. Thanks.